that's another thing. It's like the people who help put you in this situation, in the bad situation. When they die, they try to help you resolve the situation before they go to another place. They gotta go straight to spiritual court. They'll come over there. It's like they go into the spiritual courtroom, and it's like they'll tell them, well, all right, let's say they say pick a card. All right, well, while you waiting, you need to go help such and such resolve this issue you put them in. No matter what race you is, everybody the same color over there. You know, there ain't no color over there like that. So you come back, and you come back and you help these people out. You help the people out that you hurt and try to destroy. So I can show you this in the physical. I'm showing you. Watch this. So let's say the energy stuck and somebody died that was pretty high ranking in the physical and had something to do with the situation. Then all of a sudden the energy not stuck no more. They climbed. That's because that person showed them how to get around whatever that is that y'all got going on. Yep. And that's how we had to learn a lot about dolls and all that. And I had to absorb a lot, man. I had to absorb a lot when it comes down to the sex realm, moans and stuff. I had to absorb a lot, and it was just like the noise. It was just like the noise, because it ain't gotta be love of the mind. It could be angels out of pocket. There's a lot of people out of pocket that shouldn't be out of pocket, and it's like with the rotten egg and the mushrooms and all that. That's levels you're going up to. You're decomposing. It's like I can tell you if you're gonna become a mushroom before you become a mushroom, and then boom, it's because they putting you in this room. They putting you in this area, and it's like like, let's say if I want a woman or a lover, they're like, you can go with the mushroom if you want to. They might not even be a mushroom yet. And then, days later they'll be a mushroom because they already categorizing you. So your body tells you where you finna go to before you get there. Hell ain't on earth though. It is, it's walking. It's a walking vessel. It's walking vessels, certain vessels. They hold hell. And if you living around them, it's hell around them. But they hold hell captured. They are prisons for hell. So it's like a hell itself walking the earth. But you gotta go to another place though. It's a place you go to when you die. Yeah. So somewhat right when they say hell is on earth, yeah. Somewhat. It is right, absolutely right, but there's more to it. But yeah, that's how it works. That's why it's important for you to heal and elevate. That's why it's important for you to heal and stay by yourself, become like a monk, have patience like a shepherd. When you're going through something this dramatic, that's why people losing and you don't beat these mountains. Can't nobody beat them, join them. You gotta beat them by getting into your Jesus Christ mode. You gotta beat them by getting into your higher self. You get into your higher self by going to the Christ chakra. You go to the Christ chakra by getting to Christ. You get to Christ by doing what Jesus Christ told you to do. That's it. That's how you wake up. That's how everybody wake up. That's it. That's all you gotta do. You can't do it. You can't go to church. We've been doing that for so long. I ain't even like dealing with people. I used to check them in the church. But you can't read the Bible and go to church Sunday and Wednesday and think you can sin, do all this against God, and then think things ain't gonna happen. And bad stuff just ain't gonna constantly keep happening to you. And bad karma. I don't even know why y'all feeding that. That's garbage. I wasn't back in my day. I ain't even go to church when I knew I was that bad. I'm saying? I try to go to God straight up. But I did go visit, learn and feed myself until I could build myself up to the point where I could properly go to church. Like I need to go to church. But besides all that though, but that's how it worked though. So it's like when somebody died, like let's say you elevate, you praying, you give them to God. I prayed about it, gave it to God. Okay, well now you gotta be patient. So you're gonna start hearing this stuff and feeling this stuff and seeing this stuff, and you're gonna start getting things gonna become revealing to you of who was involved and who is involved. That's showing you that the spiritual is working on it. You don't need to get in your flesh when you start to notice that. That's the last thing you need to do is get in your flesh. You're gonna see people stealing from you. You're gonna see people doing stuff to you. I see the whole triangle that been messing with me my whole life, just destroying me for my whole life. So I see the whole thing like it's in a 8D or something. And so when they do that, you just sit here, you just meditate, you press. What time is at? It's like prison. It is prison, but unfortunately, you ain't in behind bars. You got the privilege to be outside of prison, but you still need to put yourself in a prison so you can become like have patience of a shepherd. And as you have these patience of a shepherd, you're gonna notice these people. If you can see good, you're gonna notice these people, even if it's one at a time. It might be a big person. This person died, and then you're gonna notice somehow. You gotta notice it in the energy, though. You're not gonna notice it in the physical world. You gotta notice it in the energy. You're gonna start to see things change, and you can see the energy change and shift in the people around you. And you can just judge by the change and the shift in the energy and the people around you that things is changing. So another person might die, boom. And you start to realize these people had something to do with your situation. And then they just like dominoes. That's how it go though. And that's why it's so important why people can't do this part. People have a hard time trying to do this part, but this is the most important part. Have patience like a shepherd and walk into your higher self. You get into your higher self by getting into your Christ chakra. You get into your Christ chakra by getting into Christ. You get into Christ by doing what Jesus Christ told you to do. And when you get into that higher self, your eyes gonna become low like mine, like Chinese, Japanese. You're just gonna be feeling like you're walking on air. Yeah, you feel like you're walking on air, You gotta pray, you gotta meditate, you gotta just give your all to God. After a while, you're gonna wanna give it to God. Try not to do it to be nosy though. Because you're gonna hear a lot, see a lot. You're gonna go from reading cards to making calls. I know I done designed a lot of calls, I was just like knowing about them. But I know a lot of things that wasn't in card, like lash, mushroom, all that stuff. Fit, like that's important to be in call. Cause let's say somebody come up to you and say, I want to marry such and such. Well, and then read a card on and show you that mushroom. I mean, I wouldn't advise it, but it's a good idea though. This mushroom, you want to go with fish, you're a fish. Ain't no disrespect, it is what it is. That's the category they're in. So they categorize these people, bro. And that's how my ancestors do me. If I say I want to be with her, or I want her, or how is she? Especially if they're on social media, how is she, how is that? They'll tell me and what category she in, then I can just look away. Just not worry about it. It's like the way I absorb information, it'll be too much stress. Because you gotta, like I say, I have to tell people on the block that go crazy in their mind. I have to tell them, well, you need to quit sleeping with people, first off. Because it's probably from sleeping with so many people. You done slept with so many people, you can't recognize your own DNA, your own genetics. So you need to stop sleeping. They think I'm being funny. I'm not being funny. You probably sleep with a lot of people, that's why you're losing your mind. Because you're sharing their genetics with you. You just stop sleeping with everybody like you were fast from food. and then you'll find yourself again. And some people do it, some people won't do it. You know what I'm saying? And it works. It works though. That's it though. And like certain people be like, well, such did this to you, and it don't matter who do nothing to me. Everybody done done something to me. It don't matter. If somebody do right by me, I'd be amazed. If something good ever happened, I'd be amazed. You know, I'd be floored. I'm not saying it won't ever happen. I'm saying I got this jacket on. It's a vacuum jacket. And it's cleaning up right now. But if something good can happen while I'm going through this in my purpose, I'll be amazed. Well, wow, you know, that's okay, wow, good, outstanding, you know. So I can what I'm trying to say is I can deal with bad people. I can deal with killers and murderers and thugs and gangsters and all that. I can deal with all them. I've been having to have to deal with them my whole life. I know how to avoid them. I know how to deal with them. I know how to overlook them. I know how to shut them down if I got to shut them down. I know how to just ignore them, you know. It ain't no big deal. I ain't got to run from them. Ain't no running from them. You know, just, oh, well, whatever. But yeah. They like these braces or something. They call them trash braces. They're not real. They're artificial braces. So somebody put these on in the physical. The braces on my left and on my right. That's why I call them that. Braces. I don't call them chains. The chains is spiritual. These braces is from man. Somebody put a spell. Somebody did spell work. I done broke these chains off, man. These chains was on my back and stuff. I started breaking them chains that I started elevating. I started popping them things that I started elevating. It's just these two braces. That's why I named them. Because all I gotta do is think about them two individuals and that brace will go off. You know what I'm saying? So I named them after them two individuals. I named them S and G. And you know, if I'm right about it, it's like, how greedy are you? You put somebody in these braces and you go out there and live your life and have fun and do whatever you want to do with your life while you keep me in these slave braces like this. I did nothing wrong to you. I don't even know y'all. But then some of y'all that went out there and lived and started new lives. But what you gonna do about these braces then? Oh, you want to keep me stuck because you got something in my name making money out of me, off of me? You still gonna have to pay me because of who I am. Now you can either pay me and do right by me and whatever you got going on, or my ancestors gonna see that your ancestors see that you pay me regardless. Now, I can say that I can name the churches who helped you put these braces on me. An organization, let's just say I'm gonna write them off as organization though. You know, one of you a suckler, and one of you supposed to be a religious person. But these braces belong to y'all though, I think. That's the beauty about sitting with God. You learn so much. God show you what's real and what's fake. And he makes sure your heart don't get tied into it. You just do what God say.